Hey there tubers, Redneck Brian here. What a familiar sight with this tractor. Yeah, I got the engine out. That line there, that's the throttle cable. Didn't bother unhooking it, no need to. Everything else had to be unhooked. Nothing would reach, obviously. And I unhooked it just for ease. The battery's actually still hooked up. The battery's actually on the charger right now. It's still hooked up though, so don't want to hit that key. Motor's out, and I've already done the conversion that needed to be done. I'm going to show you. The old electronic sensor's back in, and the pressure gauge is back in the bottom. So I'm going to see, hopefully that gauge will work better in this situation like this, because it was getting way too much oil pressure before. So or unless these gauges I'm buying are shit. So if I could, I'd dig out the Honda one and pull it out, but there's electrical connection on there, which I've tried to get the bulb out for the backlit bulb on it, but I've been unable to get the bulb out. I tried on the old gauge that I had to see what the trick was, because who cares, it was already broken, so I didn't really care if it broke. So I still haven't yet cut the frame. As you can see, the line of the duct tape, this is the line where I'm cutting to, and this is the line where I'm cutting into. That's basically right underneath the oil filter. This will actually help with oil changes a little bit as well, because when I go to drain the oil, I won't get oil all over the place. But luckily, since this thing will never have a mower deck on it again, nothing really gets in the way when you do drain the oil out of this. So isn't that a pretty cool setup for an engine? Wish the opposed twins could go like that. That'd be kind of cool like that. I think this looks kind of cool like that, but obviously it wouldn't work, and wouldn't get oil in properly, and it'd seize up. And most likely that bottom cylinder is getting flooded with oil. So I'm debating on leaving it like that overnight. I'll probably set it back into here for the night. Actually, shoot, I can't. Or set it down on that side on the crankshaft to the crankshaft. Unless I hook up the oil line to the bottom there, I can set it right back down in place. But I'm not going to bolt it up tonight. I'm going to get this cut here. I'm going to see if I have any black spray paint that I can quickly spray it with. I may have a little tiny bit left. Just want to spray it so it doesn't rust, and I'm going to be done for tonight. So I'm just going to set it in place, and I'll hook everything back up tomorrow night. We're supposed to get a thunderstorm tomorrow, so weather permitting, I will be out here. It's hot still. As you can see, the sun has gone down. That's where I was going to work, but there was actually too much sun there earlier, so I figured let's push it back and I'll work right here. It was just as easy. So yeah, that's how much the sun has gone down. It's literally only been about 20 minutes pulling this engine. I can do these engines about 20 minutes, same amount of time Pepper Cat Keith can do one in. I can get one pulled, and I could probably have an engine out and a new one back in, as long as everything hooked back up straight, about 25, 30 minutes, not even, and that's running. So yeah, they're easy. If you've done enough of them, they're simple to do. So this thing's not leaking oil at all, which is good. But like I said, that most likely this cylinder down here is getting flooded with oil like crazy. Got my rag there because some oil did come out whenever I unhooked the bottom plug here, which is this guy right here, which I'll try to save. I think that's actually, no, that wouldn't be the same size as the Honda. This would actually be the same size as the Honda is now, because the Honda has exactly the same gauge on it. So if I ever pulled the gauge out of the Honda and I have this sitting around, I could stick that in the Honda and it would plug up the hole without any issues. So I might hold on to that. And that's pretty much it. Obviously, it did take the pulley off, all the 4 motor mounts, all that stuff it's easy to get off. Like it's not rocket science. So, and as long as you don't click the key on or click the key to start and touch that to metal, that wire is perfectly fine being live. So just on some tractors such as the Honda and some Kohler engines, I had a Kohler engine once before. It was in a John Deere. It had an always hot starter as well. So some of them you gotta be careful, but others you can get around it, so without having to disconnect the battery. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm almost done for the evening. I gotta get the grinder out right now, cause wipe up my hands a little bit more. I've been wiping them up with that white shirt rag there periodically as I've been working. So trying to stay as clean as I can, just in case I gotta go run in the house for any reason or anything like that. So yeah, I'm gonna get this cut and the motor set back into place. Hopefully, I got some black spray paint, like I said, and if it cools down, I will be working on that there one day next week. This here, I rather work on this. This is more fun. So this is my baby project. So I may pull that oil filter back off and the mount for the oil filter back off and dry it up really well and reseal it with some silicone, because I noticed there's a small drip. So I might do that while the engine's still out, while it's still on its side. If it's not leaking oil, I'm most likely going to do it. I may grab my oil catch and actually set the engine in that. Then if it does leak oil, I don't got to worry about it going all over the place. So I might end up doing that. Just take the engine off the white stool it's on, set it on the tire, put the tray there, set the engine in the tray basically. And then I gotta get a degreaser, gotta get some degreaser and wash the engine, because I plan on this week doing the final coat of clear on this. I'd like to. My plans are to get the front end back together on this. If the parts come in from Peppercat Keef, that is my plan. I ordered a hood pod for the gauges, for the volt gauge and the oil pressure gauge. So that should be nice one day next week, but I do not know. So I don't know what's going on with that. It's coming from the States. I could not find one around here. Heck, they sell the gauges at Canadian Tire, but they don't sell no pods to mount them in or nothing. None of that stuff they don't sell. Or they do, but I just couldn't find it, and they're all idiots in there anyways. Because when you buy these gauges, the staff in there are supposed to walk them up to the front, and they don't care. Like, just a bunch of young kids that work in that store. They're all idiots. And there's a few older people, but they're all in different sections. Like, the older people aren't in the sections where they should be, basically. The young kids are in like the auto side and stuff like that. And that Canadian Tire stores are just ridiculous. So they're nothing like the stores in the U.S. Sad to say this, almost a U.S. company should almost buy out Canadian Tire. Sadly, sad to say, they should almost. So they might actually get better management if they actually did do that. So anyways, that's pretty much it for this for now. Like I said, I'm just gonna get that cut and put the pan underneath that and hopefully spray that, and then I'm done for tonight. It's getting hot. It's not really hot, I'm just sticky. So yeah, this is where I'm mainly doing my work now, in this little area right here by my big tree. Seems like there's always a breeze underneath this tree, so it's a nice area to work. And we are going to be getting some gravel for in here too. So, and where all this is sitting, we're going to be pouring gravel under there as well. Because this is where the snowblower will most likely be sitting again for the winter. I'm not 100% sure yet. I don't know if the snowblower is going to sit here or if the Honda's going to sit here. So I want to keep this area relatively clear. So I'll probably put the snowblower there. The Onan will definitely be going back in the shop by the winter time, so it's not staying out all winter. I just got to do a gas tank conversion on that. That's another video. So yeah, I'll talk to everyone later. Keep it redneck, and stay tuned for tomorrow. And I'll put this engine back in. A little ant on me. And bye for now.